Alright, today we're going to go over the simple Loft tool. I'm going to go over a couple different examples just to get you familiar. We're just going to start with a simple circle and start on the origin. And we're going to go to our top view. I'm going to make a circle that's about 6 millimeters in diameter. Let's increase this top window so you can see better. It's going to be better if you want to orient your circle to this z-axis, which is your top view. If you open up on your top window so you can see it correctly in this orientation. I'm going to copy and paste this circle, and I also want to scale it a little bit bigger. By holding the shift, you can scale it equally just by dragging either this red little point, which follows the x-axis, or the green point, which follows your y-axis. Now I want to go back to our 4-window viewport, and I want to move this larger circle up, let's say maybe 3 millimeters. Okay. Now we can move along onto our surface menu here on the ribbon. Select Loft, and you want to select both of your curves. By pressing the Enter key, it pops up this option to adjust your seam points, which you won't be able to notice right here on a circle, but with our next example you'll be able to see why that matters. As long as they're pointed in the same direction, it's going to be okay. And so you can press Enter again, and there will be a menu that pops up with some more Loft options. You can change how your Loft exactly comes out. Like I said, with the circle it's not going to really change super very drastically, but there are other options that you can explore as well, as you can see here. But we'll do that one first. And as you can see in the perspective view, you have our lofted little cone. Okay. Now let's go back to our viewport, and the next thing I want to do is create another simple shape. Let's do a square, excuse me, and just do like a 10 by 10 block there. I'm going to zoom in on our top view once again, and this time I want to copy and paste this, but I want to scale it with our scale tool, and all we need is a 2D scale for this example. And I just usually select automatic by pressing Enter, and let's just double it. We'll do 2 for double, Enter again, and now we have double our original square. Now we'll go back to our 4-window viewport, and we can go to our front view here, but first we want to select let's say the little square. Okay, and now from our front view we can drag this guy up using our gumball tool, let's say about 5 millimeters up. Okay, then we want to go back to our 4-window viewport and back to our top ribbon, select Surface, Loft, and select both of our curves on our top window, Enter. And here we have our option to adjust our seam point once again. And as you can see here, our arrows are pointed in the same direction. I'm going to point one in the opposite direction to see what it does for us here. Okay, and as you can see with our perspective, with our perspective view here slightly, you can see how awkward but also interesting this shape can be. This also brings out the option where you can go into your Loft options menu, select Align Curves, And now we are able to adjust our seam points to align in the same direction. So I just want to click that arrow that's not in the same orientation as the other one, make sure those are aimed in the same direction, and then instantly you can see in our perspective view that our loft is now perfectly symmetrical and more looking like what we were expecting. And we can press enter, and now we'll just do loft, and once again we go into our perspective view, we can see that our loft has made sort of this base for a square pyramid almost. Okay, and that is a simple introduction into your loft tool.